Well, we'll start out with a little bit of an update of where things are. I've not done any further progress on the oil rig. I haven't figured out this monorail thing yet. We have not finished the ferry. I have not finished the dock. That is all still mayhem. This is all still mayhem. Still reworking that whole lower level. And kind of working on this factory idea. And I need to do an instruction on how to build the buses because I know people want that as well. I did not get a chance to sit down with Tyler and give you an update on his life while he was here. So that'll have to wait indefinitely, I guess. What I am going to do this time is a little discussion, a little show and tell of, well, the imposters. So I thought I would try and see what I could get off of AliExpress, which is a website that has a lot of imported items from overseas, from China specifically. And they have their own knockoff Lego, and I wanted to see if they were any good. So I started with this. So we'll look at that first, and then I'll talk about what that is for. This was the first one I got. It was also from the same company, Sembo. I ordered at the same time, let me think where it went. Well, I ordered that garage, which you saw earlier, mainly because I wanted some garage pieces to fix the fire station. And also, at the same time, I can't remember where I put it now. At the same time, oh, I ordered, well, it's supposed to be an Apple store. I didn't put any of the stickers on this one. But the idea was that it would be, I guess you can kind of see the Apple stuff on display there. I figured between that and the garage, I could make a factory building of some kind that would end up back in this sort of industrial area. This, I believe, is a different company than the Sembo. It is very stiff. Once it's together, this is like almost a permanent build. It's very hard to put those pieces together. Once they're together, they look indistinguishable from Lego, except of course they don't say Lego on them. So I think it's fine for background stuff. And I want to say that this garage setup was maybe, I don't know, $3. And I think this was, I don't know, maybe 10. Shipped, delivered, everything. So that was a good experiment. This coffee shop is the best buy that I got out of all those. It's obviously supposed to be a Starbucks. I think it was $15. And it came with, I believe there's 3 minifigs involved here. So I can spin it around without dropping. And there's a, well, it's hard to see. There's a clerk behind the counter there, and he's got a uniform. And upstairs is a woman drinking her coffee. And then we have, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. My dude on the street. Oh yeah, there you can see the uniform a little better. A lot of nice detailing as far as like the coffee machines and the coffee cups. The minifigs look pretty good too. And there's some nice kind of architectural details on the building itself. I love this coffee sign. I think that's really clever. And the only thing that is a real giveaway that it's not Lego, now there's a sticker on the door. The quality of the stickers, like that's a clear sticker, but even though I put it on pretty well, I think you can kind of see the edges more. And this sticker is probably a bit shinier than it really should be if it were a Lego sticker. Well, and of course the blatant rip-off of the Starbucks color scheme. Here's a, try and get the camera down in there. You see, it's a pretty good, there's a menu. It's hard to get light into that. Let's see if we can get, because the camera then blocks it. There you go. So there's a menu board in there. Croissant. And then the coffee machine. So, yeah, and the awning on the side, like this to me in scale and size is very similar to what classic town Lego would look like if Lego were to make a set that was a Starbucks. So I think that's pretty good. And it has these quick release tops, meaning that it's got the tile on it. I don't remember if it goes down another level that way. I mean, we could have a disaster here. No, okay, here we go. It does kind of come off. Not too difficult. There. So, yeah, I just think this is really clever. And all of these pieces are a one-to-one match for existing Lego pieces. So you could make this out of legit Lego if you wanted to. The only thing I really notice is that they are a little harder to put together. And like they're stiffer. They're not quite as pliable. I don't really know how else to say it. They just kind of are just a little less flexible. So you kind of have to push on them a little harder. There we go. You can kind of see the menu in there. Now that we got the roof off. So yeah, I think that you could incorporate this into a town and nobody would be any of the wiser. You know, even these are Lego shapes. It's just a blatant rip-off of the Lego everything. But Lego doesn't make this set. In fact, Lego doesn't really make any sets that are the scale of a classic town. So I thought that, well, for like I said, I think it was $15. I was like, for $15, I'll get it. We'll see if it's any good. I'll stick it in the corner of something somewhere and it'll be fine. And I'm actually fairly pleased with it. Now, of course, I would lose all of this weird, I don't know why I just made it the way it is like on the set. So anyway, one thing to note with this though is that this brown color, this is a legit Lego piece. And I don't know if you can tell, it's just a little bit off. You couldn't, let's see if we take that, make that flat so it's flat to the light. I don't think, can you see that? Not with the glare. Can you see? Maybe there you can see it. The tint is just a tad off, at least for that color. So you wouldn't want to mix these with real Lego, and I don't intend to. I intend to just leave it as its own thing. And that brings me to this other set. So what I started to say, maybe I didn't finish it. The Apple Store and the garage are not Sembo. They're something else. These are both Sembo. So whatever this brand is, they seem to be the best match for Lego. The main thing that I noticed with them is that they're people. And these are the people that come with this street set. Let's do it this way. Focus, my dear. They have nice detailing on them. They are a little, oh, this one's not. Some of them are a little stiff. This one's not too bad. Again, it's a total match for a Lego side by side, except for the flesh tone is kind of strange. At least in our town with all our classic figures, they're all yellow. She's got a look. But yeah, they're printed on both sides. Is this? I mean, so there's nice detailing on them, and they're not like Chinese per se. They're just kind of people, flesh-colored people. And I mean, my dude's hat's a little bit gigantic, but I think that the Lego version of this also has a gigantic hat. But yeah, printed both sides, detailed. I probably should have shown you the coffee clerk because he's got a nice getup, but too bad. So this was, I think, $25 for $23 shipped. And the reason that this caught my attention was that it's skinny. It is basically, this whole building is about 5 studs deep. So it's sort of like those Hollywood buildings that are just set dressing, like a background building. And in our town, we have a certain amount of buildings that end up along the outer edge. And the entire buildable space that they have is basically just that width. Actually, it's a little bit more than that because this is a newer road plate than they have. But it's not very much. So I thought, well, if I get these buildings, they kind of have a presence to them in that they're tall and detailed, but they're not thick. So this is built like the instructions. The instructions for these sets are, they're very Lego-like. They show you the pieces that you need, and they kind of show you where they go. Yeah, it's hard to see with the glare. And it's, it's pretty detailed. So like I said, it's about $25, $24 shipped for this one. There's another set that is supposed to be a companion set to this. That is 2 more buildings, similar size, but I think they're kind of a beige and white. But that doesn't seem to be in stock anywhere. And there's a few extra pieces that it comes with. Comes with one of these doohickeys. There's instructions for the minifig. And then there's all the stickers. I am not going to use the stickers because this is not actually in China. I might use like these texture stickers, but I don't think I'm going to use any of the other ones. This is how they would look on the set. You can see I've left those signs blank. So, and I'll go ahead and take them off for this video. I'm definitely not keeping these. Oh my gosh, I'm going to wreck the whole thing taking it apart. I am definitely not keeping the big sticky outy signs because we have buses and stuff in town, but I might keep those. I might keep that sign just because it's kind of cool, and maybe this flag. Maybe we'll make a business up there or something. While we were talking about color, I'm going to lay this flat so I can hopefully show you better. I don't know what this color is supposed to be. It's definitely not brown. I don't know if there's a Lego burnt orange or not. I kind of looked around my town. If there is, I don't think I have any. So that would be unique in town. This minty color, definitely I have some stuff that color. So this is the Lego minty or slate green or whatever it's called, gray green. And if you look at that, it is a pretty close match. I think you could intermix these and no one would really pick it out, especially on a building, because buildings kind of have a little bit of that anyway. And of course, Lego in their infinite wisdom changed their color of gray at some point. So this is a Lego gray. And this is what I call Sembo gray. But I think that this is the old gray. I think the new gray actually would match the blue gray. But of course, I have so many old Legos that I think that's an old gray. Anyway, so those are going to go. They're going to be something. As far as the building itself, well, let's take off this weird sign because it's supposed to be a street sign, but we're not doing that either. And just look at the building itself. This is actually a fabric awning, and it's supposed to be food stands and stuff at the bottom, and then I guess apartments above. I did come one piece short, which is like a red flower piece. I have so many of those, I'm not going to worry about it, but I did leave it off because it was actually missing. It's the only thing missing. But they're very simple construction, fundamentally. Oh, and I've bent it. Hang on. Okay. So they're using a lot of these real tall panel pieces. See that? There's one there. So it's pretty simple, and I seem to have shed one. I don't know where that came from. But also on this side you can see big pieces. But again, this is supposed to be like kind of on the edge of the platform, so it's not really, I don't really worry too much about what the side looks like. It's more about having the streetscape. There's a little room inside for some details. In fact, they include, look, a table and another table and another table. They're really into tables. This is like some kind of fast food stand. It's got skillets and splash guards and condiments and stuff. I don't know. And I don't remember what this is supposed to be. I think it's more food stuff, but you would not be very difficult to modify this so that you actually could fit a door onto it. The catch is that these openings are 1x3. So it would take some modification to get a standard 4-stud door in there. And I've smashed the awning. I thought the awning's a pretty nice touch overall. I kind of like that it's a cloth awning. I can't remember if Lego's done that. Not recently. I know the sails on the pirate ships have been like that. Oh, and you get a blue garbage can. I don't know if that's recycling. I don't know what that is. As far as, there's like these textured brick pieces, and there's some little decorative things and a whole bunch of these, whatever you call them, those I guess they're ionic column tops, if I remember my art history. And then these scoopy things to make like a windowsill. These windows are offset, which is kind of clever. See, they're kind of like half a stud off, or yeah, they're like half a stud off if you look at it closely. Or maybe not. I think they're supposed to be half a stud off, and I did not build it correctly. All right, that's on me. So I eliminated a detail by accident. And then they've got some, you know, some kind of... Now, one thing you do notice on these gray pieces, see those mold lines? Or where they came off the sprue? Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But again, it didn't cost that much. Even if you just substituted those pieces with legit Lego pieces, it would probably be not noticeable. And then this antenna is kind of a elaborate... Oh, I'm getting some assistance here. Zoe, I'm kind of busy at the moment. Do you mind? Can I have a moment, please? Thank you. Go. You know, go have some coffee. Have some coffee. And where was I? You didn't want to see a cat video. Oh yeah, so this antenna has got quite a bit of detail. Those are those little wrench pieces all stacked up. Oh, that was kind of clever. And I don't know that this building top, like grab bar thing, I don't know if that's a legit Lego design or not. So, I mean, it works here, and it's on the other building set that I apparently can't get, but I don't know that I've seen that elsewhere. So, all that to say, I mainly got it because it's easier for me to have something in my hands to then pattern off of, and I wanted to see what this looked like so that I could replicate this idea and mix it up, different facades, and kind of make like a row of these, make like a street's worth of those. Oh, and it came with this other, this is like a, I haven't taken the little, it has a little tab. You pull this tab out and it activates the battery. I don't know that they're replaceable batteries, so I didn't bother. But it's, they're lights. So I guess the idea is that you stash this up in the building somewhere, and then you can flip the switch and you can light up 2 rooms. I mean, there's a potential of 6 different rooms here, 3 on each side, but you can light up 2 of them. One other funny detail, if you look at this second floor of the green building, you see there's a wall there. And the idea for that is that you can see through the wall, and you're supposed to, and this is kind of clever, you're supposed to put that sticker there so it looks like it's deeper than it is. But that's not a Lego environment. That's just a photograph of an actual restaurant somewhere. So I think that's kind of weird. But I like where they're going with it. I think I will probably, again, I built it as it's in the instructions. I think I will, first of all, I'm going to tie these buildings together because this is some kind of earthquake disaster waiting to happen. These things aren't attached at all. I'm going to take that panel out and open this up, and it'll be a little bit more, you know, kind of a suggestion of an interior there. But the reason why I got it was so I could pattern more of these, and I don't think I can get to where it's going to go. Well, the tables are all in disarray because of other things we're doing. Well, they would go over there by the police station, I think is where they'd end up. You'll have to take my word for it. But they're thin enough. See, I may replace like this building because it's not really anything, and put these there instead because they kind of have a cool look to them. And you can see how much narrower they are. Yeah, I can't even, I've got so much stuff here. Or maybe they go, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what we'll do with them. But the point is that they're thin. They're only 5 studs. So that leaves a lot of possibilities there. Take them off those base plates. Just keep the footer, the step in, and then they go straight onto those. So that's what I'm thinking we'll do. So in conclusion, it is not Lego. I mean, it's definitely not Lego, but it is not bad. Really, the only thing is it's just not quite as pliable. It's just a little stiffer. And, you know, that makes like building it a little bit more effort, I guess, and I would not want to take apart, rebuild with this because it's just too stiff for that. But for something that's just going to be together all the time and you're going to build it once, it's pretty cost effective, and the quality seems to be good enough for that. Just watch the colors so you get ones that actually match if you're concerned about that kind of thing. And see if there's anything on AliExpress that kind of lights you up a little bit. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that I'm interested in except for the paired set for this. So we'll see if I can ever get one. And, you know, it's all bricks. They all kind of go together. They all kind of do their thing. And I like the idea of expanding to the town and still adding to it. All right, well, that's it for me. Hopefully we get things back together at some point here. And in the meantime, I got to figure out what to put on my signs, the ones I'm keeping. Thanks for watching.